I can't stand.
Well, his whole thing is he's never bombed once, right? That's
In his book, he says he's never had a bad gig.
I mean, he bombed on the Late Late. It's on, but like
That
I mean,
might have
that
been
sounds pretty
post-book.
funny.
That might have been post-writing the book.
that could have been post. But we were saying it. I was talking to Sean Walsh when he was on our pod last time, but about it. Are we on?
You can be on.
Yeah.
We're on. But yeah, so they'll have heard this, but
Yeah.
it is the greatest. I've never seen a man
Go down swinging.
like just go down.
Refused.
Just, like he's taking everyone out with him. He was grabbing old women out of the crowd to like dance with them. And they were like, the first one he did just goes, no. And then like he had to kind of pretend that didn't happen until it twirled away.
It's like, do you know in Call of Duty where you're like about to die and but you like lie there for a bit
And it's the reviving.
and you just like pull out a grenade and just hold on to it.
Yeah.
If I'm going down, everybody's coming down with me.
Yeah, that's
Ya
right.
Akbar, that's it.
And then at the end,
We used to when I used to play Call of Duty online with my mates, what we would call it if you like ran into a bunch of like the other team while just like holding a grenade, 100% it was referred to as a durka durka.
What does that mean? What I can't even work out what racism we're doing. Can you place that geographically?
I think it's Arab, but it sounds more
but isn't
Indian.
it just Captain
Sounds
America?
Indian.
That's what I think of Durka Durka, isn't it? Doesn't one of the little fellas say that?
Captain America. Do you mean Team America?
Yeah.
Durka. So yeah. So who just so I can
it'll be
place
that.
it? It's Arabs. Good.
Yeah, Arabs.
It's Arabs.
It's suicide bombers, Arabs. Yeah,
Right.
durka durka.
Fucking yeah.
Were you online? Were you a Call of Duty playing guy?
Have a guess.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
I think you played the horseshoe game, right? That was what you were doing. You're chucking. What's it called? You know, you can get the horseshoe the closest.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I know what you're
You're
saying.
playing that online with your mates. You're on the phone and saying, how close did you get it? Every night, headset on.
Hula
Yeah.
hoop and a stick. That's Mike. Just,
He would look. Horatio would love that.
the game you played was cycling up a hill looking sad with a loaf of bread. Was that not you?
No, it wasn't me actually. No, I was outside working, providing your families with dairy products and food and sustenance while you were sitting in just useless
we'll keep that
fucking
stuff.
louts.
We were training. We were in the front lines.
Well, did you get involved in the farmers' protest? Did you see your boys out there and said,
with
you and Clarkson?
He
your
was
boys.
shoulder to shoulder with Clarkson.
I sent Clarkson a few private messages of support. Yeah,
You swing low, sweet chariot. You were singing it.
yeah.
It's so funny that posh England has claimed a slave song
know.
as their own.
Yeah.
That's so unlike us, you know. It's what a surprise.
It is in a lot of like people say like I don't know why English, but that is the most English thing you could possibly do.
Confidently
Right.
doing something without knowing context.
Yeah.
That sounds brilliant. Tune. You heard that? You're hearing a slave song. You're not caring what it's about. Just going fucking tune.
That's a fucking banger, that. We'll sing that the whole way, the march. We don't stop. It's the only song we sing now. That's right. Lead us off, Jeremy. 3, 2, 1. Just Negro spirituals. Just been,
That's unbelievable tune.
Imagine
what a
all
tune.
the England rugby fans just being like, wade in the water.
Yeah, Clarkson, I have to say,
Go on.
like I had my reservations about him.
What, because of his actions and
really
general
can.
carry-on
General carry on and
for the last
problematic.
25 years.
It's just general relentless racism for 25 years.
It was relentless, actually.
Who hasn't punched a producer in our time? You
It's
know,
true.
like we've all done it.
I certainly don't. That wouldn't be.
I mean, the
what-
more you get into TV, I think the more you start to empathise with Clarkson. You know, when you first hear about it, you're like, you can't be doing that. Right. And then you start working at the BBC, and you're like, I wouldn't.
that's
You meet one TV producer and you go, right, they all need punched.
That's right.
Clarkson wasn't always wrong. Yeah.
Clarkson slowly becomes like Che Guevara in your mind, like and
Well, you got
misunderstood.
T-shirts on
yeah.
with the.
Yeah, misunderstood radical. No, Clarkson with the whole farmers thing, I just kind of thought, do you know what? He is a decent man. He is a good man, and he cares about
hard-working man.
and he cares about the people of land, which is what I am.
But were you against the Starmer's farmer policies, or could you not? Because it doesn't really affect
Stammers. Oh no, it would be. Yeah. But like in theory, it doesn't affect what's going on in Ireland.
Yeah.
But also, you're like, keep your fucking filthy stammer nose.
Yeah.
But
out
is
of
it not
farmers'
just
business.
Out of the cow shit that
That's
we
right.
grew up in.
Let us pretend we're poor and crack on.
Right.
For fuck's sake.
Hold on now. What you're getting wrong here, what you are genuinely getting wrong is that a lot of farmers actually are cash poor.
Right.
Like it's not a very profitable business unless you're running a massive industrial sized farm or you're just really, really excellent at it. Most people don't have a lot of money. They've got an asset there.
Because most people are shit at it.
Huh?
Most people are shit at it.
No, it's not that most people are shit. What do you know? What do you know about it? You know nothing about it. I don't come in here and talk about...
I'd say 6 weeks I could be the greatest farmer in
I reckon
Ireland.
I could give it a crack.
No, what? Yeah, because what? Because you played Civilization when you were growing up.
Yeah, you have the
I've done
wheat field
Farmville.
tile and you move the
I did
workers on and you make a farm.
I did Farmville. That's
For
why I
ages.
joined
I did
Facebook.
Farmville as well.
You'd be
Sparkly avocados?
You'd be
Shut up.
You'd be killed by a bull.
When you went to Mike's farm, right, to do the
No,
pod-
I wouldn't have a dairy farm. I'd have some self-respect.
But
What
it's not
farm would
dairy,
you have?
Dairy farm is the most profitable farm you can have. So
I'd
it's not
have a
self-respect.
Bitcoin
Wait till you see
farm.
You've got a
Yeah,
Bitcoin
yeah,
farm, right?
Yeah, that's a mine, I believe.
Like, Bitcoin, that's a mine. That farm, that's not a mine, is it?
I think
You're not a miner, right?
I think we're mine adjacent.
I'm a click
You'd get
farmer.
on. You'd have some similar views with the miners.
We'd lean at a bar together and we'd both feel like we were with family. We just lean forward and watch some vague sporting event and just say, ain't easy for neither of us.
Did you? So you visited the farm to do the pod with John? What was it? What's your dad called again? Sorry, John.
Michael.
John.
Mike Rice. Is it Mike again?
Yeah.
Mike Senior, yeah.
Mikey Senior.
What should
Yes.
we call this one? Mike. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Brilliant.
it actually, the lore of my naming came out, and it was that because he's quite Henry VIII-esque in his like just
Appetite for goose. Go on.
appetite for being goosed. Yeah.
So shit. Appetite for being goosed is so shit.
Yeah, it's bad. TikTok are gonna have my guts for garters on that one. And being goose is of course being molested.
Is
isn't
it?
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's a
that.
finger up the
Oh,
bum.
that's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I've just connected the dots and realised I got molested then. Fair
Right.
enough.
You've been molested.
Yeah. Well,
By
he just said
BB?
he was like, let's get goose. I was like, this sounds fun. And I was like, oh.
My girlfriend's like her like main to piss me off will just bang up the like.
Now, what,
just
what
while
does
I'm
her
cooking
hand
or
look
whatever.
like while it's going? Is it a
It's
open
very
palm,
Italian.
or is it like that?
Very.
Right.
Just a bit, because she's not Italian, is she at all?
No.
But does she
That
bring it
seems
in?
like a
Not
cultural
yet.
attack.
But
yeah.
does she bring it in like that, then open it up like spraying shrapnel kind of thing?
Yeah. Is it sort of like a tampon? It goes in and then expands.
like a duck's penis.
Yeah.
Well, I think a duck's penis has more of this. There's
Some
more
of them are corkscrewed, but some of them are barbed. Let's not fuck around, okay?
Yeah.
But
that's
she
not-
does. She has been molesting
She
you
just
around the.
like
she
just,
throws
she
the.
thinks it's the funniest thing ever and then I'm never comfortable in my own home.
You have a slappable ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I've
I have looked at it sometimes. I wouldn't mind giving it one of that.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've all thought it. She just has. She has the jurisdiction to do it without it being.
I wouldn't slap
assault.
Mike's ass because it'd be like a horse. It would kick backwards. I just know
Yeah,
you'd have
you can't approach Mike from behind.
yeah.
No.
The reflexes. You'd send me flying out the window.
Easy.
Just a few sugar lumps.
That's not sugar.
But my father had our oldest. My oldest brother Pa, but he came out premature, and my father.
Your oldest brother, Pa.
Yeah,
Pa.
Patrick.
Pa.
Pa.
So not to be confused
His-
with father, Pa. You
No,
don't call
no,
your dad
no.
Pa as well.
Like Pa's in P, Patrick, short for Patrick.
Sure.
Right.
Which again, this is your family are the first time I've ever heard Patrick shortened that much.
To Pa, yeah.
Pa.
It's
Nice.
it's fairly common in our
Yeah.
locality. I wouldn't like to be called Pa.
Pa.
It's not great. It's,
Pat is nice.
I would
Pa-
like to be
Pa-
called
Pa-
Horatio, but
Pa feels like an
you play
open-ended.
the hands were dealt, brother.
They're the other end of the spectrum, right, Sean? Pa.
Yeah, I've got
yours
too
is-
many syllables. He's got too
Yours
few.
is so not shortenable.
Yeah.
You've been Harry at points in your life, haven't you?
There was a big there's like a sliding doors moment
Yeah.
where I moved out of London down to the countryside and I could have stuck with Harry and I
Yeah.
thought, no, Horatio's me, but I was 11 years old.
Did anyone ever just give whore a go?
Yeah, some people, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Or hoe.
But even cruel nicknames didn't happen. I think they just thought, let the ingredients sing. It's like Italian cooking.
Yeah,
like,
you don't want to get in the way of it. Yeah.
It's just the freshness of the ingredients. That's enough. You don't need a nickname. You don't need to do a lot of work. It's just
there
already there.
Hoe rat. You could be hoe rat.
I actually haven't heard hoe rat.
Hoe rat's not bad.
It's not bad.
Like that you're a sexually promiscuous rat.
Yeah.
You're a hoe rat.
Yeah, but they're just rage.
Twerking rat.
Rage is actually... Because there was a
Raish?
footballer called Horatio Carter who's called Raish Carter.
Right.
But Raishes would be actually the way you shorten it. Raish.
Racist?
I'm racist.
That is how my mother says racist. She's like, that young man is racist.
Hello.
That's
And
how
I'll
she
be like,
says
you're
it.
right. Oh, no, sorry, I thought you said my name again. Racist Gould.
You are quite... He's always trying to have not racial digs at the Irish, but this kind of faux condescending,
No, but you think I don't... I profoundly love the Irish.
I know you love the Irish, but in kind of also...
But it's crazy that he's like, Irish
Northern
people
Irish.
with big heads, and that's where Down syndrome's from, blah, blah, blah.
Hey.
And he looks like he
That
has
was behind
every...
him.
You look like you have every special need.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've found out I'm a little bit Irish, obviously, so it's obviously coming through.
Has that
I did
happened?
a
Have you
23andMe,
done- You did it?
Is there Irish in there?
Cork.
What was your breakdown?
I was only 4% Irish, but the rest was
That's a strong
German.
4, though. You're very German.
German, a little bit French, but it's mainly British.
You're not even German. You're like Saxon.
Yeah, old German. Yeah. But
whatever the king is.
Asterix and Obelix, whoever those guys
They're
were.
French?
Yeah, no, but the Germanic tribes who are in
Right,
the background. that's me.
yeah.
Right.
The Gauls.
Yeah. No, I can't talk about funny shaped heads, But that's why I see brethren in
Right.
Ireland.
Because you just...
I'm
I
Holland.
look like I was kicked by a horse in a way. I know this.
Well, but then on the other hand, I think bizarrely, some people find you handsome. So it's all...
But do you think that... It's not me. No, it's
Yeah,
not
I
me.
don't think that's me.
Vittorio, you don't understand. I'm as concerned as Mike. We're trying to get to the bottom of this together. We're two scientists. We're in the lab saying, well, that's very interesting. That's not what we expected. I think what it is those sort of... Have you seen those rugs that look like a hole in the floor because of the optical illusion? That's what my face is, where it looks like... So I think from a certain angle, like the dimensions, it almost becomes a handsome face.
Light bends
And
around
then
it.
you turn around, you're like, what, is this 2D? Like, what
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's like, do you know when you see like when something is carved into something, but you look at it straight on, it looks like it protrudes. I think
that's my nose is actually flat, but it's designed so it
from
looks
straight
like...
on, you look like you've a strong face, but then you go around and go, oh, it's a hole. It's a hole in the ground. Wow.
But what is becoming more and more concerning is
Yes.
I have the most doppelgangers of anyone in the world. I feel like I look quite different to people, but then there's a 1,000 people who look exactly like me. So I
That's
don't
right.
know what's going on there. I get sent the little person Lewis Makepeace. Have you seen that guy?
No.
His name is Lewis Makepeace.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
What? Is he
know.
an NBA basketball player?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Well,
Makepeace.
he's not actually. He's the opposite of a basketball player.
He's a tiny freak.
Yeah.
He's a
I get
plays
sent
dice.
videos of him every single day because no one knows that I get sent it all the time. Just saying that to you. I get the doppelgangers I'm getting are fucking crazy.
Right.
They just look exactly like
Well,
me.
it is a distinctive
Yeah.
look of the...
So I think it gets called out more often.
Yeah.
Whereas if somebody looked like Mike, it'd be like,
Yeah.
you know,
But are
there's
you
like
getting
lots-
doppelgangers sent to you ever?
I am a bit, yeah. I do get doppelgangers sent
Yeah.
to me, but it's just generally kind of off. It's kind of just... It's kind of movement based.
It's like a massive rock. Being
Yeah.
like, that looks kind of like you.
Yeah.
The Gruffalo.
They'll be just kind of
It's
different...
geographical features.
Different kind of farmyard animals shitting themselves, and it's just is this you?
It's just a topography map, and you're like,
Yeah, they.
that doesn't look like me.
Who do you get?
Thomas Muller.
Yeah,
I
see
get
that.
Thomas Muller. I get occasionally.
You're a heavy set Bo Burnham, right?
Yeah.
Slow
Stocky
Burnham.
Bo Burnham.
Fat Bo Burnham,
Yeah,
obese
yeah,
Bo
yeah.
Burnham,
And now, when I did your
Obese?
show,
Obese.
fat bastard Ro Burnham.
That isn't
Bo
supposed to
Burnham.
be a thermal shirt
is
that you're
actually.
wearing, but it certainly looks like it.
Lad, I'm strong. You're on Southall's gear, and you've never looked weaker. You're a pissant.
now how's it going with the personal trainer? I know you pissed him off.
No, he was scared.
I wasn't scared.
You got to the point where the personal trainer ran out to you and he left screaming abuse at you, right?
No, I stood up to him. And he wasn't used to that because he's used to having these little subservient fucking weasels.
So you didn't turn up on time 4 times in a row,
No,
was
he
it?
just missed 3 Zoom calls because he was scared.
Yes, sir. No, sir. How high do I jump? Can I have 3 eggs today? No. Okay, sorry.
Right.
Wait, so how's he doing it? So are you doing it over Zoom and he's like, do this?
It's not over Zoom. Just send you like workout plans and tell you what to eat and all that shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but like,
does it work for you? Is it good?
You tell me, brother.
Look at you're handsome. Yeah.
It's working. The numbers are going down.
he was handsome before. Now he looks genuinely weak. He looks honestly, he looks kind of like.
I will be honest. I'm putting a lot of money on hoping that you end up really fat. That's like what I'm hoping for.
Fat?
Yeah, I'd like that. Like, because you look too good this way. I think.
Also,
But the part of it is like I want to get in like stupid shape because I think it would be like quite funny to be.
Yeah, but you'd look great. I want you to,
This is one of
succumb
the-
to
But
the
that'll be
Irishness.
next. I'll do the opposite of Mac from It's Always Sunny. I'm gonna go like shred and then become like this.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's farmer's strength.
super shred.
He's
Look
never
at
been to the
that.
gym
Look at
once.
that. This thing can barely contain me over here. I'm fucking.
What I want for my personal trainer is like a medieval torturer, right?
Right.
That's kind of how I imagine it, right? You want someone with like a sort of just like a piece of leather fabric on his
Yes.
head, and then you're on a machine. He's going, and you're like,
So he makes you longer. A guy who stretches you out.
All the things he puts me through would be like considered
Right.
torture methods 500 years ago.
But also that would be
thumb screws. How's this even helping?
But this will make you strong. Quiet.
Yeah, a little fella. He's not even in good shape. Hunchback, warts.
And there's like water trickling down wooden pipes.
Right.
As it all, like in The Princess Bride where it's
Tied to bamboo that's slowly growing. Tied to horses. This is good for your back. It doesn't feel like it.
Dumping you on a chair into water, just drowning. But what would be good about that is the lack of willpower that would be required. Just get attached to different contraptions and devices of torture and then come out looking great.
Yeah, you got no information you can give.
Yeah, and you've zero agency. You don't have to do anything except endure shocking pain.
Wouldn't it be so good if any of those like scam devices actually worked from like shopping channels? You know, like the ab thing.
Oh yeah, the ones
which is
that
like you just sit there watching TV and it goes and then like Cristiano Ronaldo advertises them and it's like no, that's not what happened to you.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But imagine that if it was operated by an evil little warted troll, like, you know what I mean? And he was just doing.
Well, I don't want him pressing a button. Whatever it is, it has to be one of these.
Yeah,
like a wooden.
Yeah. Like he's opening a drawbridge.
Right.
That's one of the torture methods. I'm tied to the drawbridge in between.
And at some point he shags your girlfriend in front of you. And you're like, no!
No, I don't think he does that.
No, does he not do that?
I think
in
that would
my
be so
one, in
bad.
my one just there, he shagged both your girlfriends. In my fantasy there.
Yeah.
And you're both screaming. And then I was there as well laughing.
Oh, so as well as being like physical torture, it's also emotional
Emotional
torture.
torture as
How's
well.
this get me into better shape? Why are you shagging my girlfriend?
That's right.
The brain's a muscle.
Yeah. He's just pissing on your mother's head. Why is this part of me getting fit? And he's just like, yeah. What I was going to say is, because you read Killing Thatcher now, right?
Yes, I got.
You've all read
the last
Killing
3 hours, I was
Thatcher.
like, I get it.
Audiobook?
I get it. It's a great, audiobook. It's great. It's read by the author.
Right.
It was a very good audiobook. I was surprised about how well Thatcher came out of that. I was ready for it to be
She
like.
did look like a baller.
I mean, I was ready for it to be like Say Nothing, where it's just pure.
Jerry.
The IRA, the Avengers.
Yeah, good versus evil.
Right.
But he's almost too even-handed, this guy.
Well, this guy, I think, in a lot of ways, the whole book was a love letter to Margaret Thatcher.
It really was.
Yeah.
I was like, the IRA, he kind of painted these kind of plucky upstarts who weren't the smartest.
No, he also, he must have said, what I didn't like is he said the thing about the paddy factor.
Too many times.
And then he just kept saying it, and he's like, and the English were hoping once again the paddy factor come into play. I was like, you just like saying paddy factor.
And I liked hearing it.
Right. And I knew,
To be
because
fair, his name isn't Patrick. Who the fuck was?
Rory O'Carroll or something.
Yeah,
Something like that.
One of those names.
Yeah. But he's a self-hating Irishman.
Yeah.
But Thatcher did, like, there was something very bad, like, of your hotel getting blown up and then just showing up at the press conference the next day being like, still here, bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
But not even that. It was more like, right, what's on the agenda today? It wasn't like just nothing moved her at all.
Just amongst the rubble
I
eating
love the
Beggs
Englishness
Benedict.
of a lot, because he tells the stories about the other people who got stuck in the rubble, right? And there's this couple who'd been completely flattened, and the husband lost all feeling in his legs, right? His legs completely fucked, and he's just pretending to his wife for 4 hours. Oh yeah. No, I'm fine actually. I've never been better. He's like stuck in the rubber, his legs are man. How you doing,
Other way
darling?
around. I think it's the wife that's like.
Oh, is it?
No,
it's the wife. No, the wife's. The wife gets
whichever one.
paralysed.
It was just like, yeah, fine. Never been better, darling.
And they're just cracking jokes and everything. Yeah.
No,
Absolutely fine.
Darling, I still expect to play cricket tomorrow. I would like if you could maybe pre-order the lunch. We'll have the goose.
I mean, there's something like so. I don't know. Like it's very cool. Like when they picked that guy out of the rubble, he was like, "About time you chaps arrived." I've been waiting on breakfast for hours. It's just like, you call that a wake-up call?
It's a disease being English. This is medically
You're
wrong.
crushed under the weight of a hotel.
Do you know what? This is not good.
You're being crushed under the weight of a hotel, and you're like, pip pip.
bloody hell.
I wanted my wake-up call at 7.
That's right.
You are mentally ill. This whole country.
Fresh towels, please.
Who's getting the whiskey in? Come on, boys. Good fun, good fun. Like, it's like, do you know what? Just, you're allowed to scream. Have an old scream.
Yeah, just
have an old
Use this as an excuse for all the times you've wanted to scream. Now you've finally got a free go
There's
at
a
letting it all
building on
out.
top of you. And you're still, you know...
I wonder if the garden, if the sun's going to shine more and the petunias are going to grow.
First bit of peace and quiet I've had all year.
It's not so bad, really.
But you didn't like it when I was telling you about killing Thatcher. You know,
Well-
quite a complicated book,
Well,
talking
all-
even-handedly about a very complicated issue. But
I
all I
loved it.
did remember was the Paddy Factor.
Was the Paddy Factor, which was...
Which I think you could call this podcast the Paddy Factor, you know?
Well, not because the way you mean it. I mean, we did last week we did kind of inside the retard studio.
What? So, what's the host of Inside the Actors Studio called? What's his name?
James Lipton.
So is it James Lipton speaking to the biggest retards in the world? Well, you're one of the greatest retards of the last 20 years. And there's retards in the audience who are all giving questions. As a young retard, just getting into the industry.
And it's Bradley Cooper. Yeah.
And when you...
Or when he did Elephant Man.
No, because Bradley, have you
Have you seen him when he did Elephant
have you
Man?
not seen Bradley Cooper ask the question?
Yeah, that's
Like,
amazing.
inside the actor studio. And he's just like, I'm trying to be whatever.
Have you seen Bradley Cooper when he did a Broadway show of The Elephant Man?
I've
Oh,
seen
like,
it, yeah.
No.
The choice that they made, as opposed to doing prosthetics, it was just Bradley looking hot, looking like Bradley topless. He just goes like this.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you get a picture
No.
up, if you can get a picture
If
up so
there
you
was
can
ever
show
a
Bradley
role that
Cooper,
needed
Elephant Man,
prosthetics.
it's just him going.
Yeah. But then when he
fucking crazy.
had to play a Jewish guy, he was like, "We're
Bigger.
going to need so much."
That's so funny to play the Elephant Man with no prosthetics.
And then-
a guy called the Elephant Man, you don't put on a fake nose, but a Jewish guy, you're like, we're gonna
Yeah. That's right. But then Leonard Bernstein.
But he put Leonard Bernstein.
Leonard Bernstein, we're going to need about $1 million worth of prosthetics to
We're
get
gonna
this
do-
right.
They kept like, we can't keep making it bigger. And he just kept sitting in his chair. Bigger.
He gave Leonard Bernstein a trunk.
Yeah, the Elephant Man. He got confused.
He's like, I can do elephant, I can't do Jewish. Jesus Christ. We're
There's
gonna
also-
need a bigger nose.
I mean, I didn't know Cooper was so fucking mad because he seemed like in his eearly career, he just seemed like a generic actor, but he's completely
Just
drunk the
leading
corner.
man face, good, like whatever.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
he's got some of that Tom Cruise crackness to him.
Yeah, and then he's doing interviews for the Leonard Bernstein film where he sat with all of Bernstein's family,
Yeah.
right? And he's talking about the build-up to this film and just upon the memory of Bernstein. You
Yeah.
never met the man.
Yeah.
He's in floods of tears.
Yeah.
And Bernstein's actual children are sat there like,
Bro.
and he's just like, I love this man so much. You've never met him. All you did was put the biggest fucking nose on.
Bernstein's grieving children start to console Bradley Cooper for the death of their father. Honestly, for their father that he had never met, they start to go, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's like, God, it really.
Bradley Cooper.
Imagine that.
Hangover 3. It's going to be fine. We're going to get
Imagine
through
that.
this. Bradley Cooper from Wedding Crashers.
Did that bit ever work about what you were trying to get off the ground about
Which one?
misunderstanding Bernstein as being about Epstein? Do you remember that bit? I really like that bit. It was a tough sell.
Maestro's a funny name for an Epstein biopic.
Yeah. What was that?
Do you still do that? Or?
No, I'd never, but because I don't think it's just people aren't just like film
It
literate
really
enough.
made me laugh.
to, like,
Yeah, Maestro didn't break through in the way where people wouldn't know
break
it.
through enough because of how ridiculous it was. But I think it was like
The last scene where he's like,
I can't remember how I set it up, but I think I set it up by saying, "Did you hear about this Bradley Cooper, Jeffrey Epstein biopic?" Was
Or
that
was
how
it
I
like
said
my
it?
story about this Jewish guy?
Yeah, or no, but I just said they're after. Yeah, they did a Jeffrey Epstein biopic, but they've. I don't know if you heard about it. He's calling it a Maestro. I can't remember. I had it set up better than that, but I thought
So funny doing a Jeffrey Epstein biopic in black and white. Like, that's
right.
awesome.
In black and white, called Maestro.
yeah. He
Like
was a maestro
Like,
of sorts.
Yeah.
but also,
How have you managed to spill my drink?
because I just kicked the table, lad. It's not going to be a whodunit, is it? I just, do you know what I mean? It's not.
It was Colonel Mustard with the crowbar.
Outside the realms of possibility. But yeah, Horatio loves the idea of the Paddy factor.
Yeah.
Because he kind of likes the idea that we're culturally like that we're just culturally really kind of stupid and accident prone.
No, it did make me laugh because it was just.
It was funny.
Really funny that was just
is.
going around. It was more like it's not really a terrorist threat. The Paddy factor will take care of this.
We have to come up with because they lost guys all. Like, how did you lose? How did the English lose Patrick McGee so many times over the course of that book?
The Chancer.
He would just like, and he was like, "Oh, he's in the Netherlands. How we couldn't possibly get a hold of him
I
there."
think he was just like, he'd kind of like, they'd be like, "Hello, McGee," and he'd be like, "Look over there," and they'd be like, "Where, McGee?" And then,
Well, it's
then
not like
he'd
he
just
went,
run
look at him, he's half drunk. Like, he's not going to do anything.
He's fucking Patrick McGee. He's like Feathers McGraw. He's got like
Yeah.
a rubber glove on his head, and English people are like, "That's a chicken."
But I think that he's
He's reading a book. Oh, that can't be Irish.
The book's upside down.
With holes in it. Just,
Charlotte's Web upside down. It's like, that can't be McGee. No way.
There's no chance. He's using the anti-Irishness against them.
That's right. McGee hasn't the first inkling of what literature's about. No way.
Just doing sums on a piece of paper, being like, "Oh, it looks like him, but it simply mustn't be."
so is McGee amongst,
Just a calculator. Just,
No, an abacus, just like
amongst Irish circles, is he considered a big hero than McGee?
no.
no.
I wouldn't think so.
He's
If he
still-
had got her.
Unbelievable.
If he had got her.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's a great book just
God,
about
the paradigm
imagine
shift.
if. Yeah,
Right.
There's a whole book.
I
Like,
loved
nearly.
it, like so.
It's like 9/11 if it fell into the Hudson River as opposed to in the towers.
It was just hit a Hooters or something.
hit a McDonald's. It's like brilliant.
But the jumping backward and forward, where it's like a chapter where you're like in the police office, being like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
like how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna do that?" And then
Yeah.
the next chapter is like, "Oh, how are they gonna fuck over those other guys from
Yeah.
chapter before?" I honestly think it's got to be the next like series, because imagine a series where like each episode is like the
From each
other
side.
side of that.
'Cause
I think it would
yeah.
work very well.
So I watched.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched
I
Say
think you're
Nothing.
right.
I watched the first episode. BB wasn't interested, so I got to watch it on my own. She doesn't care about Irish history.
Doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
But I mean, the Protestants come across quite badly in it. And it surprised me.
Protestants actually, the Protestant paramilitary is not featured basically at all in Say Nothing.
Yeah, just the fellas. I'm like, I'm waiting
the
to hear
English
their
boys.
side of the story.
Right.
It is interesting that because it's like the Protestants obviously they dominated most of the jobs. It was a apartheid state, all of that stuff. But you never
Blah, 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 blah.
But they never you never hear their side of the story.
Because what's it going to be?
I don't know, but I need to.
It was bloody brilliant. We ran everything, and that was as it should be.
We deserved all the jobs in the shipyard.
We had the jobs, we had the money, we had the women, and it was glorious.
I guess that's not a great
vote.
story, is it?
No. But it'd be like...
One man, one vote is a load of rubbish. One house, one vote. And I have a holiday home in Portrush, so I get 2.
It'd be
Yeah, that's not a good
It'd be like
miniseries.
doing a Gandhi movie, but from the point of view of
The Raj.
the British constabulary in India. Like, it would be ridiculous.
But I just don't even hear them standing up with themselves. There's I don't hear like anyone posting or I don't know, just talking at all about.
Yeah, but
the
what-
way they're being depicted is some of the most evil people ever, and they're just like, yeah.
Well, have you seen these cunts interviewed now? Like, have you seen? There's a BBC documentary. It's something. Meanwhile in Belfast, Once Upon a Time in Belfast,
Right.
and there's a guy in there who shot a rubber bullet. It hit a kid in the face. The kid blind for the
Right.
rest of his life,
Right.
and it like he's now
Start
mates. The British soldier is now mates with the blind guy, and is
Right.
like, I'm not sorry.
Wait, he's mates with the blind guy because does the blind guy know he's the British soldier?
That's one of the reasons they're friends, is he hasn't a clue who this fella is.
This guy's great, crap.
But yeah, so the
yeah.
blind guy like very boldly and like brilliantly forgave he's like, I forgive you, and then the British guy's like, I'm not sorry. I was doing my job.
That's
It's
a great
mad.
dynamic. I like
It's
to see
mad.
that
Have you seen it?
podcast.
Huh? Have you seen it?
No.
It's crazy. This British soldier's like, I was doing my job.
Yes.
Shooting at kids.
Yeah, that is a good pod though. Like blind Irish guy, cunty British guy. That's a
Right,
good
yeah.
little dynamic going on.
Yeah, and also kindly forgiving Christ-filled Irish guy.
Yeah.
Just like,
Going back to the tenets of Christianity.
that's right. Despite having lost my sight and the ability to experience so much of life's joys, I forgive you. And I'm afraid it's falling on deaf ears, old chap, because
I'll do it
You've
again.
got blind eyes. I've got deaf ears.
I'm just sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to go after your ears next. I'm going
You're lucky I didn't blow your
to turn you into Helen Keller.
That's right.
It's your fault. It's your fault for walking in the playground that you went to school at. Which is basically where it was. It was like beside
Well,
the
that's no
playground.
man's
in
land,
school.
right? In Belfast, right?
It's a DMZ. So tell me this now.
By the way, this is Horatio.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is
I've only been on the pod once, I think. This is
I
what
think so.
said
you
earlier.
and you did a live one
Yes,
as well.
still alive.
And you made a fool out of yourself.
Yeah, you embarrassed, you humiliated yourself, and it hasn't been forgotten.
I remember on the live pod, Mike was quite Hitler-esque, is what I remember. There was a lot of chanting.
Yeah.
There was a lot of kind of really getting a lot of groundswell support.
That was one of the worst nights of my life.
Yeah.
I felt very much like I lost the room quite early when Mike just, if I started a sentence, Mike would point at me and say, pedo, and everyone would join in.
And they would join in feverishly.
Pedo!
But I think I got drunk on power when I realised.
And alcohol.
Yeah, and alcohol. Obviously, I was boozing. As were you. But so what happened was it became apparent I had control of the whole room.
You became a parent?
Or Team Mike.
Right.
I didn't become. One of the women gave birth in the back.
No, it wasn't. The loudest people in the room were agreeing with you because you were loud. There were Team Vittorio people sat there, like occasionally making eye contact with me, going
Knitting. Just sitting there. Just knitting little purses.
I had control of the whole room.
This is not
You're
what I
a
expected.
lunatic.
No.
You're a lunatic.
I had.
That's a crazy thing to say.
No,
Things fine and clear, green and slimy.
I had dictatorial and fierce, iron-fisted control of this room.
Of a loud minority.
And they were ravenously, like, at my will, they were like my dogs. I was like, 6 of them now. And
But it was funny what you used the power for, because it's like Hitler having those military parades where they're just all the way through the squares of Berlin and Nuremberg and stuff like that, and then just pointing at someone and going, Pedos! All of these stormtroopers.
Also,
don't clip that.
I used my power in a way.
You're doing your Elon Musk impression.
I'm a big fan of Roman history.
Well, that's Elon Musk talking about those Thai divers.
Pedos. Yeah,
Absolutely
but
awesome.
I used my power in a way to. It'd be like if Hitler got all of his army to bomb his own government. Like I used it to destroy my own podcast that night.
But it's like you couldn't even like just.
And you haven't done one since, have you?
No.
No, and we shan't. We shan't.
No.
We shan't.
Yeah.
Well, you're like the Beatles, right? It just
Yeah, we don't-
it got off the.
We
you have
don't
to be
play
studio.
live.
It needs to be in the
This is
studio.
Sgt. Pepper though. We're recording
I think
some of the most experimental, great podcasting that's ever been done.
Because whenever you go on tour, it's just young men screaming Peter.
That's right.
You can't even hear the music. You
Throwing
can't
their
even
like
hear the music.
skid mark jocks at us. Just
Wait till Mike's going to Zimbabwe. He's going to come back with some weird like Zimbabwean guitar, and it's going to be on every track, like the Beatles when
Right, is he
they found
actually?
out about
I
the
don't know.
sitar.
I'm
He's going to
Sunday,
Zimbabwe.
yeah.
What do you mean you're going to Zimbabwe? Are you trying to piss me off?
there's no one-
Every fucking time I message this guy, it's hard
going
being
to somewhere
friends with him.
stupid.
He's
No,
always
he's-
somewhere. And it's like,
he's run
yeah,
out
there's the Glee Club have opened a club in fucking Ukraine. I'm going to try and do 15
Well,
minutes.
he's run out of Eastern European countries.
I
So
just-
now
yeah.
he's.
What do you mean you're going to Zimbabwe?
He's supporting Victor Patruscan.
No, Victor's not going to Zimbabwe.
So is the Dirty Immigrant Tour going to Zimbabwe? That's interesting.
Well, you know, it's. I tell you what's happening is I'm just going down there, and I've heard there's a bit of a ruckus down there.
Or are you going to sort it out?
I'm just going to go down there and say, hey, hey, less of it.
Peter.
Yeah, cop on. Hey, do you ever think of fucking?
You've seen a power vacuum, right? And you want to fill it. That's what you've seen. Yeah.
Well, I do think they're like a headless chicken down there. They need a lightning rod to kind of just get control of everyone,
Yeah,
get
right.
some jobs,
Yeah.
and
no, what are you actually doing down there to cut the shit?
my cut the fucking shit, all right?
Stop it. We're
enough of
trying
the
to learn
hijinks.
about you, for
Right.
fuck's sakes.
No, my aunt is a nun. My aunt Kathleen. I had 4 of my aunts were nuns. One of them is now, I think she's
Dead?
she's dead. She killed herself, and she didn't kill herself, but she is dead.
Yeah, if I was Mark Rylance hearing this story,
Wow.
and how did she die?
And no, there
Was it because of the famine?
Do you think that her own faith became malignant within inside her?
Right.
And that was what
That must
killed
have been
her.
hard for you. Was it hard for you? He's just getting stronger every time you tell him a sad story. And was that sad?
You didn't have quite a lot of income growing up. There wasn't money for holidays or luxuries, was there?
And then we're just like, no, and he's just like a third ear starts to form in the back of his head. Just, so we're going out there to visit my aunt.
Oh, because she's a missionary type thing.
Yeah,
Right. Oh, that's amazing.
that's right.
So you're doing any sports out there?
I'll probably try to get something going on. Trying to get something.
There will be. Do you think there's English-speaking comedy clubs in Zimbabwe? I bet there is.
I did a spot in South Africa, and I was speaking to, and apparently Nigeria's the big place that's booming, but the shows are crazy. So they start at 6 p.m. and end at 2 a.m. no interval,
Right.
and so it's just, and it will just have
They're
anyone
very
go.
good at long distance.
That's what I said. You didn't find it funny.
Right.
That's awesome.
So I'm going there. I'm going with my 2 brothers. Brothers. And that could mean anyone coming from me. That could mean absolutely anyone. I could be going with fucking David Mitchell and Nigel Farage. I'm going with my 2 brothers. I'm going with my biological brothers, Patrick and John. Pa, famously. And
Are they the only people you don't call brother?
yeah. I call them friend. You're my friends.
That's amazing.
So
because this is what I mean. Every time if I call him Mike on a weekend, he's crossing the channel on a dinghy at high speeds. Just it's like I was out last night with you at 2 a.m. I've called you at 11, and somehow you're at sea. I'm on my way to Riga.
The pirates trying to board the ship. Get away. The Somalians have found our location. I'm going to have to go, Gould, please, if you don't hear from me, please do contact my mother, Gould. Tell her I love her.
Yeah, no, I have spent a lot of time going to the depths, to every corner of the earth to try to sell my
Just try and get validation from
filthy
somewhere.
wares. Yeah, just in a desperate I don't. What did the Estonians think of me? Surely,
yeah. Looking under every rock to find love.
Do you like me? Do you like me? What about you?
When you were fucking down a volcano in Iceland once looking for it, weren't you?
That's right. I did go to Iceland. Just every country.
Whitewater rafting, trying to find love.
Just trying to go to every country and have every one of them just give me a thumbs up.
That's what you're looking for.
You're okay, Mike. You're okay with us here, Mike. Thank you very much. But what say you, Finland? But Finland, what say you?
Mike breaks into the UN summit and just makes his way to the microphone in front.
Can I jump on in between Netanyahu? Can we go on
2012?
And you're like, Netanyahu, tough to follow. That is he's a closer, right?
That's right. You have to have him on at the end. You can't have Netanyahu and then bring up like just the Dutch minister for transport to talk about,
bad for the bucket having Netanyahu.
Yeah, that's true actually, because everyone stands up and leaves when he goes on.
Yeah.
They all need to piss at the same time.
How do you feel about Netanyahu and your girlfriend having the same name?
Yeah, BB. It's a
I
tough one.
think we
It's a tough one.
shouldn't. I think we can't call him BB. I think it's crazy that people call him BB. It's such a clear PR thing.
Yeah, but he's different in his work. You're different at work, T.I., with your friends.
Right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but you can't call him like Jojo Stalin.
Right.
Well, it depends what his friends call him. Like,
That's right.
You can separate.
Addy
work.
Hitler?
It's about work-life balance, right?
That's right. So it's like you
There's
have
a professional name, and there's him with his guys. I bet BB. Yeah.
But when he
His
walks
mama,
into the pub in Tel Aviv, everyone's just like,
yeah.
like everyone, and that guy, like it's just like, hey, when I'm doing that,
that's a different me.
The genocide, decimating the whole culture,
I'm here to
ethnic
relax.
cleansing. That's work me. I'm off the clock, baby. Happy hour. Beep, beep.
Work hard,
He's
play
in a
hard.
conga line just around
with Palestinians. This guy's really fun. Back to it. It's a real shame.
When's the ceasefire start? 3 days? Yeah, let's drop a few more. Yeah. That starts Monday.
Yeah, that was mad. Ceasefire. So we're doing a ceasefire Monday, but until then,
I bet he was doing that, and everyone was like, "BB." It was like, "What?
Yeah,
The rules are the rules."
Yeah, I said Monday. That Biden admission was crazy. I said, BB, you can't just carpet bomb civilians. He said, you did. That was crazy.
That's crazy. And I was like, I guess you can then.
No, everybody goes, but BB.
Hey, BB.
He said, you did in Dresden and Japan. And I said, but BB, that's why we got the UN, And then he did it anyway. It was like,
But that's BB.
but that's BB.
Crazy,
He's a kooky
funky
guy.
BB.
But you get him down the jazz club, you get a couple of, slippery Mickeys in him. He's
What a stand-up fella that guy is.
stand-up guy. Get a few.
Great karaoke.
I love both the UK and America, the way they've talked about this. It's like, we had a stern talking to him.
Yeah.
We said, if I was you, I probably wouldn't do it as hard as that.
Yeah.
What did he say? He told us to fuck off, but,
Yeah.
we still... we gave him a cold shoulder.
It's like those ads for like call out your mates on their toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
We've been like, mate, like we did the
mate.
whole like have a word. We tried to have a word with him. I emailed the Have a Word podcast and said, can you have a word with my mate BB?
He'd be great on the orange sofa, actually, seeing BB on there.
That'd be great to see him on.
Yeah. All right. Shag, marry, kill.
No, it is funny. I have found it funny as well, just the sheer and utter impotence of like the international organizations. Like
Yeah.
the International Criminal Court has put out a warrant for Netanyahu's arrest.
But what's going to happen is Gaza's going to be entirely flattened.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go, and then we told him to stop, and he stopped.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
finished. He's run out of places to bomb.
Yeah, like everywhere's gone. It's all gone. And he came to heel by the end of it. I told him. I said, you better stop or we're gonna. And
he
true to his word,
4 years
every
later,
70 years later, he stopped dropping bombs in Gaza.
That's right. He came to heel. Once there was not one building, hospital, way to live in that place. He stopped because we done told him.
And now Trump wants to build like a seaside resort in Gaza. That's his big move. Genuinely, have you not heard about this?
No.
So he's like, great location, great property. You know, it's like on the Mediterranean, great weather. You know,
We can't have a Trump Tower in Gaza.
What people aren't seeing is the opportunity. This is a great place. This is wonderful. You know, there's a lot of the buildings are gone, but this means we got to put in pools. We got to put in big slides. You got people going down. Yippee, they say. Yippee. They're going down the slide. A lot of money, a lot of fun.
it's nasty business.
Well, we had the inauguration.
Oh, that was
We had
good.
Trump is in.
I mean, it's box office. You can't deny. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's like what I think is crazy about like the Musk thing.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I do think it's possible he is lame enough to have thought that would just be funny. Like
I think so too. It's a tough one
But you think he's not doing my heart goes out to you?
No.
Like, because
No, I
that's
think
his
he's just
excuse.
he's just a bit tizzed up, and he's just
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I just don't. It's
But
a bad look.
So you think it's a knowing Nazi salute, but he's
Yeah.
just trying to be like an
Absolutely.
edgelord, whatever.
Absolutely.
But you think he's stupid enough to not know that he's doing a Nazi salute?
The problem is, it sort of doesn't matter. I don't think he meant a Nazi salute, but then he is like actively supporting the Nazi party in Germany now.
Yeah.
Which is like
So-
the worst place to support the Nazi
exactly.
party.
Yeah.
Well, they're the OGs, you know, the original formula. Everything else is, you know, a rip-off.
Right.
It's like
So if you're going to
supporting-
support Nazis,
But the
It's like
new,
supporting your local football
Yeah,
team.
but the new Nazi, the new twist on being a Nazi is we actually fucking love the Jews.
who would have thought?
That's the new twist on it, is actually we're pro-Israel. We actually think the Jews
That's
are
how
class.
they get you.
That's the new fucking
That's how they
twist.
get you.
Never let them guess your next move.
We're neo-Nazis. It's like,
It's doing the step overs. Oh! We've all just got nutmegged by the Nazis because they're not going to go through there. That's supporting Israel. What the fuck?
but I do think as well, like Trump must see like him, because obviously the whole accusations towards like Trump and thing is like they're fascists, and he does love these strongmen leaders like Orban
Boys,
and
beautiful strong man.
Beautiful. Putin, we've got a great relationship.
he does always say weird things like
A beautiful, wonderful
Strong.
man.
He's got great tits.
he's got a great ass.
He's got a great ass.
He's got a great.
To quote Al Pacino, he's got a great ass. He's got a beautiful
Is
rump.
it a picture of
45
Putin on the
minutes
horse?
of this hasn't talked once about Ukraine.
Putin on the horse, no shirt. Beautiful.
He's topless on that horse. I gotta say, it got me excited to do business with Russia.
Talk about Trump Tower. I have my own Trump Tower.
Imagine seeing the pair of them.
I'm an expert at erecting towers, and he erected mine.
Can you imagine them seeing the two of them like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, both of them topless? Just
A remake of
no,
Brokeback
no,
Mountain, but it's
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. I just can't quit you.
but they're
Spit on it.
spit on it right now. But like if they're playing golf, but instead of like golf carts, they had horses from each hole, just topless, Trump's saggy tits, just being like, "You've got to end the war."
Oh yeah, Trump topless on a horse is a horrible
Mother
image.
of God.
Like you feel like his side would like flop down the side of the horse. He's just like
That's right.
He's such like a wet fat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
wet fat.
Because Putin is like actually like probably quite strong, but like you know those fat guys that just like it's like Alex Jones.
Yeah.
It's a solid fat. Although he's been with Zach Southall, I think.
Has he?
Alex Jones is trimmed up.
Right.
Big trimmed. He's like
Yeah, big chest, Alex Jones.
old barrel chested.
Wait, the-
but
the
Trump
woman who's
has
host
no
the one
muscle
show.
mass. Yeah, big
good.
chest.
Trump's swampishly fat.
Yeah, Trump
He's
is,
swamp fat.
he's like a bag of custard.
Right.
Yeah, but
That's
remember,
right.
this man hasn't drunk a drop of alcohol and still looks that big.
Yeah.
So it's all full
Cheeseburgers.
fat coke,
It's- yeah,
cheeseburgers.
But he's never walked. He owns all these hotels and has never walked past a breakfast buffet without like just a handful of hash browns.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
but
he's
what's crazy is so RFK. So his big thing about McDonald's being the best restaurant ever, and that's been part of the brand.
Yeah.
He's working at McDonald's. RFK, whose whole thing is about health.
Processed food and
Just
all that shit, yeah.
immediately like, well, no, McDonald's isn't actually that bad because it uses tallow fats.
McDonald's is terrible.
What do you mean it's not bad? Sure, that's all we've ever been told.
You can't have,
not because it doesn't use seed oils and uses tallow.
you can't have a health minister whose voice sounds like a death rattle.
I am the I'm the minister for everyone feeling the healthiest man in the country. for everyone.
He sounds like he's been shot.
Well, he's like Ratatouille. He's got a worm in his head driving him. That's what happened to him. Do you know he's got like a worm-eating disease? That's why. There's a racist worm inside his brain who's driving him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what.
Right. He's been. So that would explain a lot. So he's been. There's an owner-operator of RFK, and it is a worm.
Yeah.
There's a CEO of RFK, and it's a worm.
It's the worm, you know, from the video game Worms with the little army
that's how I
helmet
imagined
on.
it. Yeah.
Right. And
With the holy hand grenade and stuff.
do you think that there was a settings button for the worm? Like, what kind of voice do you want RFK to have?
Yeah.
And the worm was just like, fuck it, let's have him sound
They
like.
blew out the speaker. It's like, you know, when you have a little toy that's like just like.
I just think it was like it's a worm, man. It's just badly put together. Like it's just. That's the best they could do.
He'll get to you.
But I do like RFK, though. I can't help myself.
There's a decency.
It's more.
There's a kindness.
It's more. He's a new guy. There's never been a guy like this.
No.
Whatever this is. This is not a type of
New
guy.
guy.
This sort of ripped 70-year-old Kennedy who exercises in tight jeans, has a voice like that, has a worm in his brain, has pet ravens, eats roadkill, is the Minister of Health, is married to the Larry David's wife from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's right.
This is a new guy.
Friends with Tim Dillon.
This is a completely new guy.
Yeah.
So I can't help but have a soft
But
spot for
he
him.
is about 60 different guys in one. He hasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Pick a lane, for fuck's sake.
He's just a million different things mushed
He's all
together.
things to all men.
But he's just rattled as well. He's just completely
because all of his family have been.
just all of his family.
It's crazy of him to get into politics. Like, wild.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
You know what happens
people
here.
are like, he's a conspiracy theorist. It's like, well, you would be.
If everyone you're related to had been shot in the head.
And
You'd be like, something's going on here.
Right. Yeah. There's something fishy. And you're like, this guy,
All of my ancestors were assassinated.
It's the seed oils. Yeah. They've killed all my family.
It's really hard to say to RFK it's just a coincidence. He's like, no, it really can't be.
Yeah, it is gas when you look back at that time to where they were very blatant with it in America. Just Martin Luther King, the two Kennedys, Malcolm X, light every last one of them up.
Whereas nowadays, at least they fake that it's suicide.
Yeah.
At
There's
least
a bit more
But, I mean,
tact.
I guess Putin's still doing that because Putin will send two 60-year-old straight blokes saying they're on holiday in Salisbury, right, to poison people.
With
But it's
very
clearly
pointy
him.
umbrellas.
And he poisons his own political enemies in a prison he put them in.
That's right.
And then he just shows that you can go, nah. Did you do it?
Nah.
And also the rest of the world's like, well, we can't.
do you
what are we
think
gonna
Trump-
do?
Because
I told
Trump's-
to work. I mean,
Because Trump's superpower is nah. Like, no matter what you say to him, he goes nah.
Nah.
Like, do you think?
Nah.
But do you think like
Nah. No.
is Trump capable of like an assassination and just like a nah, it wasn't me?
I don't know if that's his style.
Who would we want to kill? Who would he want to kill?
Yeah.
He prefers to debate people
Rosie
in
O'Donnell,
the market.
just absolutely lit up.
Ugly cow.
Right. Just like Sonny in The Godfather, just parked in traffic, just sprayed everywhere. Someone ringing him. Is it done? It's done.
Yeah.
Rosie's dead.
Both of the people on the phone are Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump phoning
That's
Donald
right.
Trump.
Oh, it's
Is
done.
it done? It's done.
We'll eat her for Thanksgiving. She's got a lot of meat on her bones. What was I going to say? But you think Trump, do you think like if he sees Elon do that, like he's going to be like, for fuck's sake, not just fuck's sake because it's taking attention, because for one thing, now everyone's talking about Elon.
That's
not
the talk
him.
of the town, yeah.
And then secondly, it's like, all right, but if we're Nazis, like, you're not Hitler, I'm Hitler.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm Hitler.
It's like, wait,
Surely
so we're Nazis now. I thought we said we weren't going to be Nazis.
Yeah,
But
right.
if we're Nazis, I'm
I'm
Hitler.
Hitler.
You're Goebbels.
You're
I'm Hitler.
Goebbels at best. You're Goebbels at best.
He controls the prey. He is Goebbels.
Come on.
He's Goebbels.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
he's
going to
Goebbels.
No, I'm fucking Hitler.
That's
No,
right. I'm Hitler. What the hell? This is such. Now if I
We talked about this.
right.
But what Trump has found is he's like, Elon's going to be a great political ally, right? But then he has had to hang out with him.
Yeah.
And that's what's really starting to grate
Do you know
him.
Elon's
'Cause he's one of the
name-
worst hangs ever.
Elon's named after like Nazi books.
What?
So
Which ones?
there's an interview with his dad where he's like, there was a book by like two people about like conquering space and stuff, and both the guys are like
Lebensraum in,
like-
in space on the moon.
like honestly, like, and Elon in the book is like king of Mars, and it's written by two like actual active members of the Nazi Party in the 40s in Germany.
Right.
And he was like, well, that's what I'm going to call
Yeah.
my son.
Yeah.
And that's why he's called Elon. I think that's why he
Big
wants to
headline.
like do the space stuff.
Right.
Because he's named after like King of Mars or whatever.
8-year-old South African white guy is racist.
Breaking news. Elon Musk is the one guy where I'm like, you should go back to Africa.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 100%. I do think, because if it did become a thing, if we got on a roll of like killing CEOs, obviously Elon is the first one. I think that'd be a real feel good one if he got his head blown off. Like, I think that'd give everyone a lift. The funniest one to kill would surely be Brian Johnson. Like the guy
Brian Johnson, what you
Well,
want
the
from
guy who's
Brian
trying to
Johnson.
cheat death.
Like the guy who's trying to live forever, like to kill him would surely like to just be like, go up to him and just, you didn't think of this, you stupid cunt. And just,
I think everybody would be on board with that.
I think that would be a funny one.
I think it's funnier if he chokes on one of his fucking like vegan like cubes. That's what gets
I
him
think
out.
hit by a bus like in Mean Girls is the funniest.
Yeah, he dies at 62. Like,
Like an accident. Where it's like old enough that it's like he lived a life,
Right.
but like not, he didn't die young. He just died
he'll never be remembered.
young old person.
The only way he's gonna be remembered if he breaks the age barrier.
Well, he's aiming for 200 and he's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
But I will
Because
say,
he's moisturizing? Shut up. What are you talking about?
Did you see Jimmy Carter's last birthday?
Oh my
party?
God.
Have you seen it? It's absolutely incredible.
The
If you
pictures
get a video
from Jimmy
of
Carter's 100th birthday?
no.
Have you seen Jimmy Carter celebrates his 100th birthday? So it's out on a sunny day in a field. There's all of his family, loads of them.
you
And
remember-
he
do you remember
looks
Prince
like
Philip
a
towards
Bond
the end?
villain with burns on it. Complete, no hair on him, just in a chair, just.
You can, like, from the photos, you can hear the
And he's
breathing.
just being moved. Yeah. The one I saw, it says celebrates his birthday. I don't know if there's a lot of
First president.
celebrating going on here.
Look at him!
right.
The cunt's dead!
But it looks like Skeletor.
Yeah, he's
Like,
already dead. You can't count that as a birthday.
It's
That
the
doesn't count.
same with Prince Philip when he was on the way out. There was just photos of him dead.
Yeah.
Well, he looks
Dead
like
for months. Like.
a melting skeleton. Surely at that is the biggest like case, because no matter what you say, if you're in his family, that is how you remember him.
As
What if you're
really
young?
old?
Yeah.
Yeah, as that, as just like, because
Anyone
it's,
got any good stories about Grandpa at the funeral? Was that one time he threw up his fucking the baby feud we were getting?
yeah. There was one time he only shit himself 5 times. That was one of the good days.
That was one of the better days for sure. But
that
he's got
was-
like Secret Service people changing his nappy, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Clear. Once they change, as soon as the nappy is changed.
No one's trying to
clear.
assassinate him. I mean, if you're like Al Qaeda, who's assassinating this guy? Right. I mean, that'd be a great one to
isn't
shoot
Jimmy-
him in the head.
Oh, no, that would be funny.
Still counts.
We got him!
Like, to get Biden now that he's out, it's
yeah.
funny. It's like to get him when there's no use politically whatsoever. Just take the head off him.
What do you think? So Jimmy Carter is like supposed, and I'm not up on this. Jimmy Carter's supposed to be like a really good president, like one of the best.
Well, yeah. He was the ultimate.
Lots of people say this.
He
I'm
was
not
the
saying- I'm
ultimate
just saying-
liberal cut president who was a genuinely good guy, but he was like the opposite of Trump, basically, as a
And-
president.
and he,
also,
like-
he was obsessed with detail as well. So he would be like, to the point where it was detrimental. Like, so there's different presidents. There's presidents like Trump who's like, I'm not going to read it, just do this,
Right.
this. But Carter, he was managing
Meticulous.
the bookings.
He was a nerd.
He was managing the bookings of the White House tennis court.
Right. Yeah.
So he was just across everything.
He was just
Yeah.
obsessed,
So, like,
with, obsessed with tennis.
If you were like, if
For
you were
most of it.
if you were calling up, I don't know, to use the facilities of the White House,
Right.
it'd be like, yep, Mr. President, I'm speaking. Jimmy Carter would be speaking on the phone. It's like, you got other stuff to do.
Like he's hoovering. Like
He's not
it's
a
crazy.
receptionist.
Yeah.
No, because you're not going to do it right. You're not going to get it under the.
Yeah.
He's like talking to the Secret Service. He's like, this is what it means. Check your corners. And he's under the couch.
Ordering red onions to the kitchen. It's like, we don't have enough red onions. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
doing
making
those
sure.
stock checks. We're going to
signing-
need chicken
you know,
stock
the-
cubes for the soup. I don't know why.
the
Nobody's checked on that.
In the toilets of the White House, he's checking the like cleaning schedule in the toilets.
Yeah.
You know where the people like initial it at pubs.
Right. But he was like, so Carter was, came after. Well, Nixon just obviously went, flew away on a plane,
right,
and was like, "We'll see you later." But then Carter was like a one-term president.
They got Gerald Ford after Carter, who was like a American football player.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so he was like if you had Odell Beckham or someone. Peyton Manning came in and just started just throwing fucking long balls around the White House. But Carter was one term. He wasn't a great politician. He was like, apparently, like, people talk to him, he's like, oh, he's a decent, good man, which is absolutely useless.
He's the only time they've got like a proper like cuck in office, because America, they don't like doing that.
Yeah,
he was a Keir Starmer, to be honest.
Yeah, he was like
a bit of a dweeb.
Yeah, you need someone, a conniving Machiavellian kind of person on some level, just to have the chicanery to get
he's not getting a deal over the line with Putin,
No,
he's not coming out of that saying we smashed that, boys.
He's coming back from meetings with Putin just like, well,
now I'm doing the bookings for
he made a lot of good points.
We've Russia, they own Boston now. Things didn't go how I would have hoped.
But so you can tell that he has a mixed legacy is when you watch the BBC. There's BBC News talk about his life,
right?
And one of his achievements is the first president to wear blue jeans.
Yeah,
and I'm like, if that's in your show reel, I feel
so its highlights were the tennis court schedule and wearing blue jeans.
But it's also like, who gives a flying fuck? It's not like he's a former communist and blue jeans like symbolize something for anyone.
Yeah,
right.
It was just because he wanted to be like folksy, right?
Yeah,
and also he was obsessed with saving energy, right? So he was a big climate guy.
He's turned off all the lights in the White House.
Genuinely, no, genuinely, that was like one of the things.
Right.
Is that he was like with the same power.
Like a northern dad.
Turn them lights off. For goodness sakes. It costs a fortune in here.
Bills, come on. And he was just trying to work in the moonlight.
He was the tightest cunt to be in the White House for sure.
But he paved the way then for like, he was not popular by the end of his term, and then Reagan was the guy for 8 years after that. So he paved the way for a massive Republican, for 3 Republican terms in a row after him. So he was a bit of a fucking dud.
Even if it's a good president, it's just you can't have a pussy in the White House. The Americans hate that.
That's right.
So then they got like he was like a soap opera actor, but he might as well. It was like he did like B movies, and they were like, we need some. He was a cowboy in B movies. Carter was such a pussy.
Are you talking about Reagan or Carter?
Reagan.
Oh yeah. So Reagan was gay. Yeah, he was a gay actor.
Yeah,
he was.
Get this nerd out, we have to get a fucking cowboy from. It was America was like, well, get that guy. And it's just a guy riding on a horse in a
I saw this guy once in this show, and he rode the horse real good. And
let's make him president.
I just think he should be dealing with our taxes and water charges and stuff like that. I think he could really excel. Reagan, what?
We've done an hour.
I know, but very quickly, I will say.
We can't lose this pearl of wisdom.
What I like about Biden,
closing statements.
Biden just before he goes, and this will show you if he was in. At least with Biden, he is. You can say, oh, he is just a weasel, because at the end, just before he leaves, he's just like, yeah, pardons for everyone. He just pardoned.
Pardons for the boys.
He pardoned people that haven't even been accused of stuff yet, because he's like, he's. Preemptively thinks that Trump is going to try to.
Can you do a preemptive pardon?
Yeah, he's preemptively pardoned,
so you can give them like a shield on the traitors.
Right? Yeah, it's a shield on the traitors. He's given them.
I've been watching the show, The Traitors. This Claudia Winkleman, she's quite a pistol. This Linda's a great actress.
Yeah,
she's very devious, Linda, but she doesn't let anybody know.
She fooled me. I kept forgetting that she was a traitor.
He would have been bamboozled by Linda.
He would keep writing Claudia on his. No,
she's the host, Joe. Joe, you can't get rid of Claudia.
But I think she's a traitor. She's
That's
wearing
what
all
she wants
black.
you to think.
Look at her. She looks goddamn evil.
Trader Joe's. Go on.
Yeah, but we'll talk about the traitors on the Patreon.
Just like a bed of puns just underneath. We don't have to dwell on them, but there's just
Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Right, Horatio. Special
on YouTube.
Special.
I'm on tour the whole month of May. I'm going to fucking all the places: Leeds, Bristol, London, Birmingham, York,
Ireland.
No, not this time.
That was sad the way you said that.
That was.
Not Ireland.
But maybe if we do an extension, I'll go back to the old country.
So you went to Ireland
And I
last
thought-
tour, and now
never-
you've decided you've thought better of it.
Done it, seen it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I did do. It was one of the roughest ones was when I did my Dublin tour show.
Yeah.
It's a good fun show, but then I was trying to cut corners. I was being very Jimmy Carter with the budget, right? I was booking it myself. I did stay in a 12-man hostel, and I hope this time I'll have better standards.
That's Mike Rice-esque.
Yeah,
I've stopped doing that.
You can't have a tour show with people coming to see you and then go back to a 12-man hostel.
There can't be as many people in your bedroom.
The hostel was sold out.
There's nothing more brutal than if you were back there and like just someone from the show was like in your room. It's like Horatio. It's just like just. Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah. And you just have to pretend to be asleep.
You want toothpaste, yeah.
Horatio? No.
Do you want some merch?
No. All right. Lads, Horatio's on tour.
I
Is
just
a
did a Roman
special.
salute.
And Finn versus History.
Finn
Very
versus History,
exciting new
that's our
podcast
new
as
pod.
well.
It's
And Boys Gone
amazing.
Wild, all that shit. I am announcing very soon when this comes out, Melbourne Comedy Festival. I'm doing the first 3
amazing.
weeks, and I'm going to America and Toronto. The places will be Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago, New York.
And then, Mike, you're doing North Korea, I think, next.
I have been summoned by the High Command of North Korea to do a storytelling exhibition about their most recent famine. So I'm hoping that will go down well. No, I have nothing really to promote. I'll be doing some work in progresses and stuff in a while, but
You
you
seem
know,
buzzing
whatever.
about it.
Yeah, it'll be class. I'm depressed at the minute, but that's none of your business.
We'll
So,
talk about that on
we'll
the
talk about that on
Patreon.
Patreon.
Patreon.com
All right.
/parenting.
Nice.
See you there.
Bye.